Good evening to you. The market appears to have been mostly flat this week. Why is that?
Hi, Larry. Yeah, I think generally, I think it's an issue of I think a lot of the results have now come through, and people have really factored into the prices. So there hasn't been really much movement since the last month in terms of the prices. But what we're starting to see is a lot of activities in some of the companies that are also coming in with good results. We've seen results also coming in from the retail sector, and yeah, there's been quite really temporarily, I think, in terms of the transactions, there's been really flat as opposed to the previous week.
Let's talk about some of those results. OK, Zimbabwe, one of those results that were out. The biggest supermarket chain in Zim recording a 133% rise in full-year earnings. Is this an indication of what the retail sector as a whole is like?
I think it's pretty much in terms of some of the structures, in terms of what strategies the company had implemented previously. I think in terms of what they had promised to the market, they've come through and done that, and mostly I think you see that their results are driven more by the demand, and also they're taking up in terms of the space. You find OK is really identifying with the communities, and recently they had one of the biggest promotions they hold, I think, annually, and this seems to be really embedding itself into the communities, and people are pretty much loving shopping from the stores. And then you also, if you look at the results, you find that in terms of shrinkage, this has come down dramatically. I think from as high as 2.5% in 2010 to as low as 0.7. I think that's really starting to open up also in terms of their margins. Also, you find they've also gone up slightly. They remain flat, but they've gone up from 16.8 in terms of the gross margins to 16.9%. And generally, I think the brand is really becoming strong, and in terms of the result, they're also backed by a huge cash pile.
All right. Let's talk about Bindura Nickel Corporation, a cash call seeking $21 million, and the company says it believes the economic and operating conditions have improved significantly in the country. What are you thinking about this cash call?
I think the good side of this whole, I think it's a good indicative. I think for the shareholders, I think this is something to celebrate about, because generally this transaction seeks to resuscitate, shareholder value. And this company has been under care and maintenance for the past 3 years, and we might see it coming back to operations, to full operations. And also the recovery in the nickel prices recently, I think, should also add value to the company. I think the company is really positioning itself for better returns.
And then Hwange Holdings, which posted actually an after-tax profit of about $435,000 for the 6-month period ended April 30, disposing of its Botswana waste collections.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about this.
I think Botswana, I think in terms of its contribution to the group, I think it's been very marginal. So I think the disposal really is in line of the streamlining by the business as it positions itself for bigger margins. And also you find the results were mainly driven by the great, I think, cost-cutting measures within the company. But it's still dabbling with, problems within the margin recovery hasn't been that high. It's pretty much hampered by the increased competition that is coming from our neighboring country, South Africa.
On the macro level, the Consumer Council of Zimbabwe says it expects prices of basic commodities to remain fairly stable. Of course, Zimbabwe has one of the lowest inflation rates in Southern Africa. Do you believe this?
In a way, yes. But I think we owe a great big thank you to probably the US dollar strengthening against the rand. As you know, most of our imports come from South Africa, and the strengthening of the US dollar to the rand has really pretty much brought the imports at a very stable price, and we've seen this also coming through the prices also remaining where they were if you were to compare to previous years. So we haven't seen really much of that inflation coming in, as it's been reduced by the strength of the dollar.